Because you have to understand that you can't pursue more while you're complaining about less. I don't think there's any amount of complaining, no matter how large your megaphone, that you can do that will improve your circumstance. Your circumstance will be improved when you start improving it, when you let go of the things you don't want to pursue the things that you do want. Welcome back to Increase. I'm Blake Anderson. Excited to be with you here for episode 51. Today we're going to talk about how you can walk through the door to more in 2024. If you're watching us live, then we're living through some interesting economy. Depending on the industry and the sector you're in, things might be down, things might be up. I'm in the real estate and development world, and interest rates have changed our game. And I know, folks, that we're commiserating at association meetings about how we hate being so vulnerable to interest rates and how it's not helping the economy. And we talk when the Fed report comes out, are they raising? Are they lowering? What are they going to do? But if you're going to walk through the door to more, we've got to take our attention off Jerome Powell, off the Fed, and off of interest rates, and we've got to get ourselves ready for more and start to take things into our own hands. And that's today. I want to really talk to you how to position yourself. It's a follow-up from last week, going into a little bit more about how you position yourself to step into more. Because I don't believe that you have to be vulnerable to the economy. I believe there is no economy too good to help a bad business, and there's no economy too bad for a great business. The same goes for you if you're an employee in corporate America, you have a 9-to-5 job working in another corporation. If you're the best in your company, then the layoffs will go right past you. But even when they're hiring, if you're not good, then they'll be looking to replace you. So let's jump right in. First, you have to understand that the door to more, if you've been with me long enough, you know that door to more is gratitude. First key to prosper is thanks. We open the door for more when we are grateful for what we have and we're grateful for what we've been through. Because you have to understand that you can't pursue more while you're complaining about less. The old adage in the success community goes that what you give your attention to grows. And I firmly believe that. So if you give your attention to the less that you have, to the lack that you don't like, to the opportunities that you don't like, what would you expect to grow? Versus when you are pursuing the more, when you're pursuing better things, when you've got your attention on becoming better so that you can have better, who should expect to increase? I don't think there's any amount of complaining, no matter how large your megaphone, that you can do that will improve your circumstance. Your circumstance will be improved when you start improving it, when you let go of the things you don't want to pursue the things that you do want. In the way this works in our physical body, lots of studies have been done about the mind over the last decade, and we're blessed to live in a time of history where we know these things, is that you have in your mind what's called the reticular activating system. And this is the part of your mind, your brain, that is looking for things and trying to find new things. And so what you give your attention to, especially when you engage emotion, you are programming your reticular activating system to find more of it. So when you get upset and start to complain about the circumstance that you don't like, about interest rates being too high, about sales being down, little do you know you are programming your subconscious mind to go find a whole lot more things to complain about. But when you decide that you're going to be grateful for what you have, even if it's something that you don't want, you're experiencing the emotion of gratitude. Guess what you're doing? You're programming your reticular activating system to go find me more things to be grateful for. Yes, I'm talking to you, the person that has a job that you hate. I'm talking to you, the person that has a boss that you can't stand. I'm talking to you, the person that hasn't made a sale recently. I'm talking to you, the person who lost the deal because of interest rates. You see, you're probably thinking, well, there's not much to be grateful for. How can I be grateful for 8% interest rates? How can I be grateful for this boss that doesn't appreciate me? And if I decide to be grateful for a boss that appreciates me, I don't want more of that boss not appreciating me. No, you're missing it. See, you're programming yourself to find things that make you feel a certain way. And so if I get wrapped up in the feeling of complaint and anger and angst, then my reticular activating system is going to look for things that make me mad. And haven't you experienced that? You get frustrated over here. Next situation, there's things to be frustrated about. And then you just can't seem, you go from one problem to the next, just continuing to get more and more frustrated. How does that benefit you? What we've got to do is we've got to program our reticular activating system for the things that we want. I don't know about you, but I want to be happy. I want to be excited. I want to feel inspiration. I want to have joy. And so even when I'm in a situation I don't like, when maybe my income's come down a little bit, or the car broke down, or a bill went up, I've got to find things to be grateful for, because I've got to program this powerful subconscious mind of mine to go find more things to be grateful for. And isn't that how it works? Doesn't it seem the days that you're happy, everything just seems to go right? It's like the parking space at the front's always open, the light's always green. It seems like there's always someone welcoming you where you go. See, you are programming the future that you're stepping into. Whether you're creating it through the law of attraction or your faith, or you're just showing your mind what to look for and your mind goes seeking it out to find it. Either way, that's how it works. You're going to create your future through what you program your reticular activating system, what you expect to see. So here's my question. What do you want? What do you want in 2024? You want to just survive? Do you want it to be worse than 2023? Do you want to increase? Do you want exciting new opportunities? Do you want a surprise? You want new relationships? You want more money? What do you want in 2024? The door to the more that you want is gratitude. It's gratitude. Yes, it's gratitude for the life that doesn't look like what you're hoping it will look like in the end. Yes, it's gratitude for the life that saw you through really tough journeys and loss and hardship. It's gratitude. When you plant gratitude deep in your heart, then you are sowing seeds of gratitude in the future so that you'll reap circumstance that gives you gratitude, relationships, joy, opportunities. So I want to give you 3 tools. We got right after today. This won't be a long episode, but I want to leave you with 3 tools so that you can step into more in 2024. You can walk through the door that's waiting for you. You know, I often describe this door to more. Yes, it's the door of gratitude, but the door to more is like the automatic door at the grocery store. You ever gone to the grocery store? If you had never been to a grocery store and seen an automatic door, let's say you had time traveled from 1804 to 2024, and you went to a grocery store and you could read a sign that said Wegmans grocery store. But if you looked on the outside and saw that the door was closed, you might think, well, they're not open, so I'm going to just sit here and wait for the door to open. But that's not how an automatic door works, right? How's the automatic door work? You got to walk towards it, and when you get close enough, it opens. That's the same as the doors to more for you. You've got to walk towards what you want, and when you get close enough to it, it will open. And we walk towards what we want by pursuing it, by being grateful for what we think it's going to bring to us. We don't get close enough to the door for it to open, sitting in our truck complaining that the door is closed. That's what some of you are doing right now. Your circumstances aren't good. And I know people who are in some bad circumstances. And I'm not saying that you should call something that's evil good. But I'm saying you're not going to change it. You're not going to improve it complaining about it. Your life will begin to change as you change it. And you first change it through gratitude. So here's your 3 tools. First, you've got to program gratitude as your attitude. Gratitude's got to be your attitude. And the first way to do it is you got to start your day that way. Start every day with gratitude. There's a couple things there's a couple programs, a couple books that people have written that I'll recommend. One's The Miracle Morning. Get the Miracle Morning book. Describes the perfect morning routine. Another thing is you can go to Tony Robbins' website, some free resources, his priming routine. It's a 10-minute gratitude routine in the morning. And really what we're saying is we need to prime our heart with gratitude. We need to connect emotionally to it, because then we are positioning ourselves to pursue more, position ourselves to walk through the door. So start your day with gratitude. Program yourself, and no matter what happens, find a way to be grateful. Okay, the second thing is you get to decide when things don't go well. You can either lose or you can learn. The second thing I tell you is you've got to decide that you're not going to lose anymore, you're going to learn. When something unexpected that you don't like happens, when a bad thing happens, when a bad result happens, when you make a mistake, rather than feeling like you've lost, you need to learn something. Okay? You need to find a way to be grateful for that situation, for the learning that it gives you. Because it's through the mistake, it's through the hard times that we learn the lessons that take us to the good times. You ever heard that old phrase that says, great men create good times create weak men create hard times create great men. You see, we really don't learn the intense, important lessons in the good times. We learn the most important, formative lessons of our lives through struggle, through the hard times. And so if you find yourself in the middle of it right now, you could complain, and maybe there's someone that legitimately could blame. But I advise you to put your attention on what you could learn. And when you see the things you can learn, even through your tough circumstance, you'll find something to be grateful for. You'll program gratitude into your heart. You'll be expecting your mind to find more things to be grateful for, and you will learn the thing that will keep you out of that circumstance in the future. So the first thing is you want to start with gratitude. Second thing is you got to decide to learn rather than lose. And then finally, my advice to you is you need to enjoy the ride. You need to enjoy the ride. I tell a personal story. I got in a funk and frustration last year at the end of the year. And I'm someone that knows better. But I got frustrated. I had some goals that I was pursuing. And sometimes you can pursue a goal the wrong way. It's the way to pursue a goal is to be grateful for the journey, to be grateful for what you're learning, to be grateful when you can get it, to be excited about what it could do for your family. But you can pursue a goal and you start focusing on the fact that you don't have it and start getting frustrated. And I got to that point where I was just frustrated. It felt like my goals were way too far in the future and I wasn't getting close enough to them. And I ended up focusing my attention on the lack of the goal rather than the excitement of getting to the goal. And I wasn't getting any closer, and it seemed that the more I did it, the further away it got. And I'll just be completely transparent. In the moment of misbehavior and strife and anger and bitterness and frustration, I just threw my hands up and I gave up and I repented. And I fell on my face before God and I said, Lord Jesus, forgive me. I've totally missed all the good things that you've been up to in my life. I've turned this goal into an idol and forgotten about all the wonderful blessings I have right now, even while I'm waiting on this goal. The most amazing thing happens. If you've ever fallen on your face before the Lord Jesus, you know that it's a humbling thing. But he is so gracious to take your issue and say, thank you. Let me dispose of that for you. And you walk out of that moment free and happy and light, and you realize you're blessed. Even while you haven't received all your blessings and you haven't achieved your goals, you realize even right now I'm blessed. And that's what I've realized. That it's really not the goal that I'm after. I'm after the way I think the goal will make me feel. It's really not the new house that I want. It's the way I want my family to express ourselves in a new place through a new house. It's really not the vacation to the Caribbean that I want. It's the way I think that experience with my family will feel. I'm after a feeling of joy and fulfillment. And you know what? I can experience those right now. I get to choose. I can be happy right now, and I am. I can be blessed right now, and I am. Even on my way to those goals. And that's my advice to you. I found myself reading Ecclesiastes for the first time in a long time, and for many years is a book that I didn't like, I didn't want to understand, and I just kept putting off. I'd prefer Proverbs over Ecclesiastes. And if you've never read Ecclesiastes, it's a book written by King Solomon. And in the book, he basically says all of our struggle and our goals and our striving for better things is all meaningless. And I hated that because I love the passages in the Bible that say, delight in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart, and he won't withhold any good thing. And I finally was ready to hear what he was saying. You see, if there's any book about success that probably we should all read, it's Ecclesiastes. And if for no other reason, then King Solomon was maybe the most successful person from worldly stuff standpoint that's ever walked the planet. The richest man that we know of ever, the wisest man we know of ever. And this is a guy that at the end of his life had basically experienced everything that riches, fame, and fortune could give you. And he came to this conclusion that the joy wasn't in the stuff. The joy wasn't in the fame or the recognition. The joy was in the right now moment. And he says, the best thing for a man to do is to eat, drink, and be merry, and to find joy in his labor. He said, you're not going to find the joy from the stuff you get from your labor. You really find the joy in the labor itself. And that's what I realized. It didn't change my goals. It changed the way I pursue my goals. And how's that linked to getting more in 2024? Well, you see what that does is it connects me to humility and to gratitude. And I don't put the wrong kind of pressure on the goals, on the more that I want. Instead, I find joy where I'm at. And my heart is programming myself to look for more, to expect more, to open the door to more. And I can relax and allow the good things to come to me. So I hope so much for you in 2024. I hope that 2024 blows the doors off of 2023. And I really do believe that there are doors for more waiting for all of us. If we can just walk towards them, have our heart in the right place, and open them to receive all that the next thing in your life has for you. So I hope you'll take this lesson to heart. I hope you use these tools to start your day with gratitude, to decide that you're going to learn rather than lose, and that you are going to enjoy the ride. Thanks for joining me this week on Increase. God bless you.